When Saints Row was revealed back in August of 2021, I was pretty excited. I've never been a huge Saints Row fan. I mean, I played Saints Row the 3rd, Saints Row 4, and a bit of Saints Row 1, and they were alright. Nothing amazing, but still, pretty fun. So when I saw the reveal for the new one, I was kind of excited. Well, that was until the game was actually released. Yeah, let's just say it didn't get the best reviews. So I ended up never buying it or playing it. That was until I found out that it was included in the Xbox Free Play Days program, so I decided to give it a try. Is Saints Row any good 5 months later? Let's find out. The game starts with some guy named Antonio going into the Saints HQ, which is currently holding a party. This doesn't really look like a party full of Saints though. It looks more like a party made by the weird kids in high school. Also, what the heck is up with this cat? I mean, I wasn't expecting this game to look phenomenal, but come on. This cat looks worse than the cats from that old Nintendo DS game called Pet Cats 2. But nonetheless, he eventually gets to my room and offers me some business opportunity. Before we know what that is, the game puts me into the character creator. After finishing up my character, I told Antonio that I don't care about his business deal, and then I started being cringe in a live stream. People started to notice me being cringe, so they decided to bury me alive. I mean, let's be real though, I kinda deserved it. We then get sent back a couple of months, and it turns out that our character is, or at least was, some soldier from Marshall. Now that would be cool, if it was actually fun. Yeah, this game's shooting mechanics are pretty terrible. Both the free aim and the aim assist just feel really off. Saints Row has never had amazing gunplay, but it's definitely never been this bad. Now I will admit, not everything is bad about the combat. Like for instance, the takedowns. They look pretty cool. Supposedly the takedowns were pretty buggy, but I guess they fixed it as far as I can tell. Later, we found some guy who looks and acts way cooler than any of the characters in the game so far. He's the bad guy though, so we had to chase him down. Once I caught up to him, he was somehow already on a plane, so I decided to pull a Just Cause and tether a car onto the plane so I could climb up. Once I got in the plane, I immediately got thrown off because, you know, gravity. I was thankfully able to hold on to something, but surprise, surprise, a lot of enemies came out of nowhere and started shooting at me. Who could have seen that coming? I remember watching gameplay of this game, and supposedly at this part you can't die, so I wanted to see if they fixed it. And to no one's surprise, they obviously didn't. I get that Saints Row isn't the most realistic game, but come on. Lots of boring cutscenes later, I'm finally able to pick my apparel. I decided to make my character look like a modern cowboy because 1, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and 2, the modern cowboy look just fits him. One long drive home later, we finally get to the house. Hopefully this part won't be that cringe.
Hey, the wage slave is back!
How was your first day? Were the other mercenaries nice to you?
You know, as far as hired killers go, I'd give them a 7.
I can tell you love it.
Okay, I don't have to love it. I have to pay my student loans.
Amen.
Never mind. After that, we robbed a store because I guess we didn't have enough money to pay this month's rent. The deeper I go into this story, the more disappointed I get. Once we robbed it, we had to get away from the cops. I guess I had a car waiting at some junkyard, but this game called the Los Panteros destroyed it. So I returned the favor and destroyed them. I then proceeded to get on a dirt bike, do a pretty cool jump, and then escape. After that, I wanted to see what I could do in this game besides main missions, so I went on my phone and it turns out that you can do wanted contracts. Long story short, they're basically just mini missions where you have to find bounty targets. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually not that bad. I would even consider it kinda fun. Definitely better than the main missions. I also found out that you can wingsuit in this game. It's alright, it just doesn't even come close to Just Cause. After that, my boss told me that there was a train with a bunch of enemies on it that I have to take down. So I did just that, and to be honest, this is probably one of the best missions in the game so far. It's not spectacular or anything, but it's still pretty fun. I would compare this mission's fun factor to the wanted contracts. So basically, it's good enough to keep me somewhat interested. The leader of the Los Panteros, otherwise known as Sergio, found out that we were trying to take down his operations, so he decided to come out of nowhere and try to crush us with his monster truck. Good thing we have guns to take it down. Oh wait, I forgot. All the guns in this game feel like toy guns, so it took us way longer than I thought it would've. After 2 minutes of consistently shooting at the monster truck, I was finally able to take it down. Now all we had to do was take down the rest of his operation. Once I took it down, we all crashed and fell down a cliff, and I had to go one-on-one with some wannabe Wolverine. He surely wasn't Wolverine though, since I took him out pretty quickly. After that, the owner of Marshall told me that he's promoting me to a guard of the party he's hosting at a museum. I agreed to do it because we need to pay rent. This man's really taken down ginormous enemy operations, yet he can't pay rent. I'm speechless. Before I went to the museum, I wanted to see if the car customization was still good. And to my surprise, this is actually one of the very few things that hasn't been ruined by this game. There are a ton of options to pick from. Too bad I had like absolutely no money, so I could barely afford anything. You gotta admit though, my car still looks pretty fire. Once I got to the museum, there wasn't really anything for me to do, so I decided to invite some enemies over so it would be more exciting. Things got a teensy bit out of hand though, so I had to step in. It also turns out that there's a really valuable book in the museum, so this definitely was not the best time to invite these people over. Nonetheless, I made my way towards the book since we definitely did not want these people getting their hands on it. Once I reached the book, there were some Watch Dogs 2 players, so I decided to send them back to Midtopia with all the other mid games. After that, all I had to do was escort the book out. Pretty easy, right? Well, it was until one of the Watch Dogs 2 players decided to shoot the glass I was standing on. And yes, I know what you're thinking. CJ, why were you standing on glass in the first place? And to that, I say I have no idea. After a couple of genre-defining puzzles, I got back to the book, or so I thought. It turns out that the Watch Dogs 2 players took the book and switched it out for a fake one. After that, I obviously got fired because shame on me for not being able to stop 100+ people from taking the book. After that, I was feeling a little uptight. Possibly even a little outraged. I definitely did not just search up synonyms for angry. Anyways, since I was feeling so angry, instead of being a big baby, I decided to buy some new weapons and cause some mayhem. Now, you'd think that causing mayhem in a video game would be fun, but surprise surprise, this game somehow made it not fun. The melee combat in this game is pretty atrocious, like it's one of the most unsatisfying things I've ever done in a video game. Also, I already brought this up, but using guns in this game is such a pain. It's just so tedious and boring. Also, the setting of this game is pretty bland and unappealing. It's literally just one city, one town, and a whole lot of desert. I know that doesn't really have anything to do with causing mayhem, but I thought I might as well bring it up. Now back to the question of the video. Is Saints Row any good 5 months later? I'll admit, it's definitely better than it was at launch, but it's still a pretty terrible game. There are pros to it, like the customization and the finishing move, but then there's all the cons that kind of weigh out the pros. I would really only recommend this game if it's under $15. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.